We're doing this appeal because unfortunately ice hockey in Australia is one of the most expensive sports, and at the representative level it remains a pay-to-play. So a lot of these kids, they're 18 and 19 years of age, they're full-time students or they're apprentices, and it's a struggle not only to raise the funds but in some cases to find time away from work and competing at the highest level they can and playing for their country. We want to do everything we can to help these kids raise the money they need to be able to come to the World Championships in Europe in January. Coming up with $4,500 just to play for your country is a bridge too far for a lot of these kids. I've had a couple of the kids on the phone quite emotional, that their situation is what it is. They desperately love to come and play, but some of them, despite the fact that they know what their parents are going to say, still cross that bridge to mum and dad and ask for help, and that makes the parents feel uncomfortable because they're not in a position to help as well. And it's just, it's a tragedy really, and we're not talking about a lot of money. I mean, if we could raise 120 grand, we can send the entire team, fee-free. They'd be able to just come along and play, And if you're in a position to contribute, every little bit helps, And if this story touches a chord with you, I mean, there's a lot of sports, not just ice hockey, that are quite expensive, and that kids still have to come up with money in order to fund their own travel to represent their country. So we're aware that it's not a unique story, but it's our story, and to anyone out there, if you're in a position to help, no matter how small an amount or a great amount if you'd like to participate that way, you can rest assured that there are some kids that you're going to make their year. They'll be very, very happy. It'll be like 10 Christmases all at once. I'd just like to let the Australian businesses know that for these kids that the struggle is real. For a lot of people and a lot of companies and corporations, $4,500 is not a lot of money, but for these kids it's simply a bridge too far, and to not be able to represent your country and play for a team in a world championship simply because you can't raise what is for some people not a great deal of money, it just feels like a tragedy to me. And the coaching positions are voluntary. Both David and I are volunteers. Having played hockey my whole life and reaching the age that I have, I just feel that it's time to give back to these to the national programs where the coaching probably has a great deal of benefit for these kids. I was fortunate enough to play for Australia a number of times as a young man myself, and I just feel like the time's right to help out. For me, it'd be an extraordinary thing to be able to ring these kids back and say, look, we've through the generosity of corporate Australia and the mums and dads of Australia, we're now able to tell you that you can come and play for Australia. So these Australian kids who desperately want to play for Australia and wear the uniform of their country are going to get that opportunity to do so. And we're not talking about a lot of money. If we can get to about 20, 25 grand, we can probably solve most of our problems for this year. And then next year it's another story and we'll try again.